My name is Inbar. I'm the VP of Research at Zenity. We provide security and governance for low-code, no-code platforms. This is something that is almost not taken care of and not researched. It's a relatively brand new area, less than 3 years old, I think, in terms of security research. And recently, we've also added all the implications of Gen AI tools that are used in low-code creation. So there's a lot of work. We're showing how having a guest account at an Azure domain is actually a lot more dangerous than people think. The preconceived notion is that if you have a guest, then your access is limited and you can only do very few things. But it turns out that because of how the architecture is built by layers on top of existing products, eventually there are some things that have bad defaults and wrong sharing settings and sometimes just bad security. And from being a guest, you can end up having credentials shared by other people, and you can go a very long distance into the business data that you're not supposed to have access to. First of all, you got to be a researcher, and being a researcher means not accepting any truths, but actually checking out and always being able to ask, okay, but what if? And also, so how are they implementing that? Or how did this just happen? It's all a matter of curiosity, which is the number one tool for a good researcher. Looking at low-code, no-code, if to relate to your specific question, also the code is not always visible. It's being produced behind the scenes by a co-pilot or a platform, and you can't always use existing tools like static code scanning or similar things. A lot of the problems reside not just in the code produced, but also in the way resources are created and shared inside your organization and outside of it. And we're able to look at that, at all the relations between your resources and who can do what. And to some extent, depending on a resource, we can look at the inside of it, definitions of flows. For example, we can show you that you made mistakes in hard-coded secrets or bad privileges. You have to dig deep, and you will find all the problems because it almost looks like the people that build the products work in silo. So some people create this part and some create the other, and they don't always know what happens when it goes from one place to the other. So it's fun to find these things, and it's always fun to help people secure their systems, their products, their infrastructure. AI is a tool that helps you do more things at a bigger scale and maybe come up with ideas that you wouldn't think of. One of the lessons or one of the points that we bring up in the summary of the talk is that the platforms or the vendors that make the platforms need to take more security now because they enable others to generate things that are completely unaware of, unable to control, unable to test and monitor. So some of the responsibility needs to shift back into the vendor area. And what we try to do is also market education by showing people the potential for problems in things that they just trust because it looks okay. And you say a few things and all this magic happens, but that magic, it's not really magic. You just need to look behind the curtain, like the Wizard of Oz. And when you look behind the curtain, then you find things.